Hello everyone, this is the end of Term 1 revision, Grade 8 Math. In this video, you will be reviewing Chapter 2. Before we start, I want you to memorize these common fractions and their equivalent values in decimal form. We will be using them frequently throughout this chapter. Okay. In the first part, we're going to talk about terminating and repeating decimal. Terminating means a finite number of digits, like for example 2.58 or 3.6 or 1.21. All of these examples are terminating decimals. We have a finite number of digits. Repeating decimals, it means that we have one or more digits that keeps repeating, such that 0.33333 or 0.151515 keeps repeating. Okay, let's start with the first question. Here I want to write a 2/5 in the decimal form. It will be, we know that from the table that 1/5 is 0.2, 20%. 2/5, it will be double the value, so it will be 0.4. Is it repeating or terminating? We have a finite number of digits, so it's a terminating decimal. What about 5 out of 6? You can use the long division to divide 5 out of 6. 5 divided by 6 is 0. So what we're going to do, we're going to add the decimal point, add zeros, raise the decimal point up. Now take 50. 50 divided by 6 is 8. 8 times 6 is 48. Subtract, the difference is 2. Bring down the next digit, 20. 20 divided by 6, 3. 3 times 6 is 18. Subtract 2. Bring down the next digit, 20. As you can see, here we are repeating the process. So 20 divided by 6 also is a 3. 3 times 6 will give us 18. The difference will be 2. So as you can see here, the 3 will keeps repeating. So this fraction can be written as a decimal as 0.83, and the 3 will keeps repeating. We can use the bar notation to represent that. So this is a repeating decimal. Write each decimal from the list below in the correct box. Terminating, not terminating. Okay, this is terminating. Also, this is a terminating. Repeating 0, we can't consider it as a repeating decimal. Repeating decimal should contain a digit that is non-zero that keeps repeating, such as this one. This is a repeating. But this one, we consider it as a terminating. This is a repeating. This is terminating. This is repeating. In this part, we're going to convert fractions to decimals. In general, to convert any fraction to decimal, you can use the long division. But in some cases, we can use some tips that help us to easily convert fractions to decimal. Let's start with the first one. I will use the long division to convert this fraction to decimal. We have 11 divided by 16. 11 is smaller than 16, so 11 divided by 16 is 0. We're going to put the decimal point followed by zeros. You can add as much as you want. Then we're going to raise the decimal point up. Now take 110. So now 110 divided by 16. Let's try 6. 6 times 6 is 36. 6 down, 3 up. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 3 is 9. 110 minus 96, this is equal to 14. Then, since the 14 less than the 6, we're going to bring down the next digit. 140 divided by 16. Let's try the 8. 8 times 6 is 48. 8 down, 4 up. 8 times 1 is 8, plus 4 is 12. Find the difference. 140 minus 128 is 12. Bring down the next digit, 0. 120 divided by 16. It's a less smaller than the 8 by 1. So we're going to choose 7. 7 times 6 is 42. 2 down, 4 up. 7 times 1 is 7 plus 4 is 11. Subtract 120 minus 180. 112 is 8. Bring down the last digit. Now 80. 80 divided by 16. Let's try the 5. 5 times 6 is 30. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 3 is 8. The remainder is 0. So the answer for this is 0.6875. If you want to solve this question in another method, we have 11, negative 11 out of 16. What I'm going to do, I will divide both numerator and denominator by 2. I will do that, so we're going to have 8 in the denominator, and in the numerator, negative 11 divided by 2 is negative 5.5. We know that from the previous table, 1 out of 8 is 0.125. Now we don't have 1 out of 8, we have negative 5.5 out of 8. So this can be written as negative 5.5 times 1 out of 8. The 1 out of 8 is 0.125 multiplied by negative 5.5. You will get the same answer. You can try it. After converting to decimal, we have to determine if it's a terminating or repeating. Since here we have a finite number of digits, it's terminating. Now let's go for question number 3. Here we have 4 and 3 out of 8. We're going to convert this to a decimal. First, we have the 4 here. 4 represent the whole. And now let's convert the fraction 3 out of 8 to decimal. We know that 1 out of 8 is 0.125. Now we have 3 out of 8, so we're going to multiply this by 3. 3 times 5, 15, 5 down, 1 up. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. 3 times 1 is 3. So this as a decimal, 3 out of 8 as a decimal is 0.37. So we're going to have 4 as a whole, and the decimal part will be 375. Also, this fraction or mixed number is terminating. Now let's go for question number 2. For question number 2, you can go and use the long division. You can divide 5 divided by 33. But what I'm going to do, I will use a previous knowledge. We know that 1 out of 9 or 2 out of 9 or 3 out of 9, this is a repeating decimal. This will give us 0.1 repeating. 2 out of 9 will give us 0.2 repeating. Also, if we have 99 in the denominator, like for example 13 out of 99, if we have that and we want to convert it to a decimal, we're gonna have 0.13 repeating, 13 repeating. If we have 99, we're gonna have 2 repeating digits. So I will use that to convert this fraction to a repeating decimal. So I will multiply the denominator and the numerator by 3. If we do that, we're going to have 15 out of 99. Since here we have 99, we're going to have 2 repeating digits. So the 15 will be repeating. So this answer in the decimal form will be 0.15 repeating. So this is a repeating decimal. Now let's go for question number 4. In question number 4, also you can go and use the long division. Divide 11 out of 30. You can do that. But what I will do, I will divide the denominator by 3. We know that if we divide 30 by 3, we're going to have 10 in the denominator. And if we have a power of 10 in the denominator, we can easily convert this to a decimal. Also, whatever we do for the denominator, we have to do the same for the numerator. So here also we're going to divide by 3. The whole number, it will not be changed. 11 divided by 3, this is improper fraction. If we convert it to mix, the 3 goes into the 11 3 times, and the remainder is 2. 3 times 3 is 9, the remainder is 2 out of 3. We know that the 2/3, this is 0.6. 0.6 repeating. So 11 out of 3 will give us 3.6 repeating. So here we're going to have 3.6 repeating. And we have division by 10, so we're going to move the decimal point one step to the left. So the answer in the decimal form will be negative 9.36 repeating. Again, you can use the long division. If you don't want to use this method, you can use the long division. Now in the next part, we're going to convert decimals or repeating decimals to fractions. In question number 5, we have 0.8 repeating. We know that if we have 1 out of 9, it means 0.1 repeating, 2 out of 9, 0.2 repeating, 7 out of 9, it's 0.7 repeating, and if we have 8 out of 9, it will be 0.8 repeating. So you can memorize that. If we have one repeating digit, it means that we have a division by 9. If we have two repeating digits, such as this example, it will be out of 99, divided by a 99, okay? So here, it will be 4 is the whole, and we have 45 in the numerator. Remember, we have to simplify and write it in the simplest form. But for now, let's go back to our question. So 0.8 repeating can be written as 8 out of 9. Negative 1.5 repeating can be written as negative 1. And 5 out of 9. Now let's go for question number 6. We have two repeating digits, so this can be written as 18 out of 99. Don't forget the negative sign. But wait, here we can simplify it. We know that the 18 is 9 times 2, and the 99 is 9 times 11. So we have a common factor. 9 is a common factor. We're going to divide by 9, divide by 9, and we're going to have 2 out of 11 in the simplest form. In question number 8, we wrote it as a mixed number, but still we can simplify it. 45 is 9 times 5. 99 is 9 times 11. So divide by 9, divide by 9. We're going to have 4 is the whole and 5 out of 11. In question number 9, they ask us to write 5 out of 9 as a decimal. Since we have a division by 9, it means that we have one repeating digit. So the 5, it will be repeating. So the answer is 0.5 repeating. Now let's go for question number 10. I want to write this fraction as a decimal. We have 7 out of 16. Remember, the 16 is multiple of 8. So what I can do, I will divide this by 2. Divide this by 2. 7 divided by 2 is 3.5. 16 divided by 2 is 8. We know that 1 out of 8 is 0.125. So we're going to multiply 0, this is equal to 3.5 times the 1 out of 8, which is 0.125. You can use the long multiply to get the answer. So we're going to have 125, remove the decimal point, multiply, then put the decimal point back again. 5 times 5 is 25, 5 down, 2 up. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2 is 12. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6, 0. 3 times 5, 15. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. 3 times 1 is 3. add, we're gonna have 5, 7, 13, 4. Now we have to put the decimal point back again. We have 1, 2, 3 digits in the decimal part. Also here we have another one, so the total is 4 digits in the decimal part. 1, 2, 3, 4. The decimal point will be here. So the answer is 0.4375. Also, you can try the long division. If you want, you can use that long division. Try to divide 7 out of 16 using the long division. You will get the same answer. Okay, write it as a mix in simplest form. Here we have one repeating digit, so we have a division by 9. The whole is 5, and the numerator will be 6 out of 9. But we have a common factor. Divide this by 3 give us 2. Divide this by 3 give us 3. So the answer in simplest form is 5 and 2/3. In question number 12, we have to select all the non-terminating decimals. Okay, let's start with the first one. Here, if we multiply it by 2 by 2, we're going to have 11 or 22 out of 10. So this is equal to negative 2.2. If we have 1, 0, move the decimal point one step to the left, it will be negative 2.2. This is a terminating decimal. We have to choose the non-terminating, the repeating one. Here, we're going to multiply this by 2 by 2. We're going to have 2 out of 100. This is equal to 0.02. Also, this is a terminating. Let's try 1 out of 125. Here, I'm going to use the long division. 1 divided by 225. 1 is smaller than 225, so I will put the decimal point at zeros. 1 divided by 225 is 0. Raise the decimal point up. Now divide. 10 divided by 225 is 0. Take one more 0. It will be 100. 100 divided by 225 also is 0. Now we're going to add 1 0. So we're going to have 1000. 1000 divided by 225. Let's try 4. 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 2 is 10. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9, so 900. 1000 minus 900 is 100. Bring down the next digit. It's 1000 back again. 1000 divided by 225, it will be 4. 4 times this number, we have 900. Subtract, the remainder is 100. Bring down 1 0 again. So as you can see, we have a repeating digit. The 4 will keeps repeating. So this is a repeating digit or a repeating decimal. In the next question, we have to convert this to decimal, and we know that 16 is a multiple of 8. So we're going to divide by 2, divide by 2, we're going to have 2.5 divided by 8. Now to convert this to decimal, this is 2.5 times 1 out of 8. 1 out of 8, it's 0.125. You can find the answer and you will see that this is not repeating. Also here, the 32 is multiple of 8. We can divide this by 4, divide this by 4, 3 quarters, this is equal to 0.75, divided by 8. Now multiply 0.75 times 0.125 to get the answer in the decimal formula, and you're going to find that it's not repeating. The last question, 7 out of 26, you can use the long division to find out that this is a repeating decimal. One of my amazing student, Muhammad Ahmed, he took that challenge and he solved it for us. Big thank for you, Muhammad, for this hard work. As you can see, Here we have 6 repeating digits. 6, 9, 2, 3, 0, 7. It will keep repeating. So this is a non-terminating decimal. That's it for the first part of Chapter 2 revision. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.